with how interactive shell can be used for entering the codes in it, and how we can execute a simple expressions using Python interpreter. In today's session, we just see with what are the data types that can be supported by the Python language. See, the expressions are just values combined with operators, and they always evaluate down to a single value. So expression, it is a combination of operators and operands. So when we evaluate it, it will be result to a single value. So here we have a category called data types. A data type is having a set of values which belongs to exactly a single data type. There are like many data types, we have it here again. Data types and examples also we have seen in other programming languages. So the same as it is in Python also, we'll be having integer, floating point, and even the string data types. So you can see here the examples also. So we'll be having for integers, even though the negative integers also we have, and even positive integers also we have. When it comes with a floating point, they will be having a decimal numbers. So you'll be having the pointing values. So it is like 0, 0.0, 0.5. So you'll be having such kind of data. We save it under the data type called float. And when it comes to strings, so you can see here you will be having a single quotes, and even you can represent it through double quotes. So the characters, whatever you have written down inside the quotes, we call them as a strings. So the integer data type, which indicates whole numbers, such as uh, any numbers which doesn't have any decimal point. Okay, numbers with a decimal point such as 3.14 are called floating numbers, that can be denoted by data type float. Note that even though the value 42 is an integer, the value 42.0 would be floating point number. So because the value is same, 42 means it's the value will be same, only the representation will be different. That is, here we are taking as a whole number, then 42.0, if it comes, then that has to be saved with float data type. So here the strings can even be saved inside the quotes. String with no characters, that means you have that quotes present, but inside that you don't have any character, means that we call it as a blank string or empty string. Okay, so then if we have like, for example, only one quote we have used and we are not ended with the other quote. So such time you will be getting an error message. That means end of line. That means EOL is your syntax error message. So there the string literal will be missing. You can see there you will be having here an example, hello world. So you can see here we have taken with one single quote, but while making the end of the string, we have not represented with another code. So this will raise an error called syntax error, so indicating that the string is not ended with a literal. Okay, so now this is how the interpreter will raise an error. So the next concept you have is string concatenation and replication. So here the meaning of an operator may change based on the data types of the values next to it. For example, if we have plus is an addition operator, and when it operates on the two integers or two floating point numbers, the same plus operator can even be used with the string values. Okay, so that time it will be act as a concatenation operator. So now the same plus operator can be used in a two ways. It can be used as a addition operator, and even it can be used as a concatenation operator. So here you can take an example, 2 plus 2. I have used the same operator between the two integers. I'll be getting the result as 4. And here you can see I have used with two strings value. So I'll be used with a concatenation. Concatenation is joining of two strings. So now Alice and Bob are the two strings I've used in between them. The plus operator makes both the things to be joined. This is what your concatenation. And you can see here I try to do uh, plus operator I'm using with a string and with the integer. So this will get you with an error because the plus operator can be performed on two integers or two floating point. But when we try to make this string with a number, that means an integer, so this will get an error indicating whether it has to be do it cannot to perform even the addition also, and even it cannot perform the concatenation. So because these two are not strings, only one operand is string and another operand is integer. So if I make this 42 to a string, then I can do the concatenation. So next you can see you have that another concept here is replication. So the star operator is used. Okay, so to perform with two way that if I used between a two integers or between a two floating point numbers, it will perform it as a multiplication. But if I do with two strings, or we can say like this. So if I have a string with an integer, means this particular string will be written the how many times you have mentioned here, those many times it will be replicated. You can see Alice will be written in 5 times. So that means you're performing a duplication of the same string how many times you mentioned in that operator operand. So these are the things about concatenation and replication. So we'll see with the next concepts in the coming videos. Thank you.